What if I told you that your memories, those moments you swear happened exactly as you recall, are wrong? What if millions of people across the globe remember the exact same events, the exact same way, yet history insists they never happened? Could this chilling phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect be more than just faulty memory? Could it be evidence, proof, that we are living inside a simulation? In 2010, paranormal researcher Fiona Broome coined the term the Mandela Effect. She was shocked to discover she wasn't alone in believing Nelson Mandela had died in prison during the 1980s. She remembered news broadcasts, mourning crowds, even his widow giving a tearful speech. But the truth? Mandela was alive and would live until 2013. What stunned Broome wasn't just her memory, but that thousands, even millions of people remembered the same thing. A collective memory of an event that, by all historical records, never occurred. And that was just the beginning.
The Mandela Effect isn't just about Mandela. The internet has exploded with examples that make even the most rational minds question reality. The Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstein Bears. Generations swear the childhood book series was spelled Berenstein with an E. Today, every book, every archive says Berenstein. Why do so many remember the other way? The Monopoly Man's monocle. Millions picture him with a monocle. He never had one. Not in any official artwork. Pikachu's tail. Fans recall the Pokemon mascot with a black tip on its tail. Officially, it has always been yellow. Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes. Memory screams tunes. History insists tunes. The Sinbad Genie movie. Entire groups of adults swear they saw a 90s comedy movie where Sinbad played a genie. No such film exists. These aren't isolated false memories, they are shared hallucinations, collective misremembrances that unite millions of strangers.
But here's the problem. When so many people recall the same wrong thing, can we really blame it on bad memory alone? Psychologists argue that the Mandela Effect is a perfect storm of memory errors. Human memory isn't a camera. It's fluid, reconstructive, and vulnerable to suggestion. Theories like confabulation, where the brain fills in gaps with plausible but false details, are often used to explain these mass misrememberings. Add in social reinforcement, where hearing others repeat the same false memory strengthens your belief, and suddenly it makes sense why thousands can swear by the same wrong detail. It's neat, logical, scientific. But here's the catch. Psychology explains how memory can fail, but not why so many people misremember the same thing in the exact same way. Why don't half of us remember Berenstein and half Berenstein? Why do millions converge on the same false memory, as though we've all been updated in the same direction? That's where the story darkens. Simulation theorists suggest the Mandela Effect isn't just memory, it's evidence of code. Imagine our reality as a vast simulation, a digital landscape where rules, histories, and details are constantly updated. What if the Berenstain discrepancy isn't bad memory, but a patch? A small tweak to the simulation's code, where some versions were updated and others weren't, leaving ghost memories behind. Think about it like a video game. A patch changes a character's outfit. For new players, the outfit was always that way. But older players remember the original. Both are true, depending on when you experienced it. What if that's happening to us, right now? Another explanation comes from quantum theory, the multiverse. If infinite parallel realities exist, each with small variations, then perhaps the Mandela Effect is evidence of bleed-through. Maybe we remember events not from this universe, but from another one we briefly intersected with. In one timeline, Mandela died in prison. In ours, he lived. When the timelines crossed, we carried fragments of memories that no longer matched this reality. It sounds like science fiction, but quantum physics has already demonstrated bizarre phenomena, like particles existing in multiple states at once, and spooky action at a distance, where two particles affect each other across vast distances. If the quantum world is this strange, why not our own?
And this is where the Mandela effect shifts from curious to terrifying. If our memories are wrong, what else about our lives might be false? If collective memory can diverge from official history, how do we know history itself hasn't been rewritten before? Think about the unease. What if your childhood, as you remember it, was patched by unseen programmers? What if your sense of identity is based on code that could be rewritten at any time? What if our shared history is just unstable? The Mandela effect forces us to ask, is reality itself reliable? Or are we just characters trapped inside a program, occasionally glimpsing the glitches in its code? There's a reason the Mandela effect resonates so deeply. It touches on humanity's most primal fear, that our reality is not real. We spend our lives grounded in what we believe are facts, yet here is phenomenon after phenomenon that tells us, no, your facts can change, your memories can betray you, your world can rewrite itself and you won't even notice until it's too late. What if this is the simulation giving us hints? What if the Mandela effect is the breadcrumb trail leading us to the terrifying truth? We're living inside something we don't control.
Imagine this. You're standing in the cereal aisle at the grocery store, searching for your favorite childhood brand. You pick up a box of Fruit Loops, only to freeze. Wait, didn't it used to be spelled Fruit Loops? Your stomach flips. You blink, trying to reconcile the memory with the reality in front of you. Was your childhood snack an illusion? Or has the world silently rewritten itself while you weren't looking? This is the unsettling rabbit hole of the Mandela effect. Small details, supposedly trivial, seem to shift across history. Logos change, movie quotes twist, geography feels slightly off, and for millions of people worldwide, it's not just forgetfulness, it feels like the code of reality itself has glitched. What if these glitches aren't accidents of memory, but evidence that we're living inside a massive simulation? A simulation where, just like in a video game, the program occasionally updates, reboots, or misfires, leaving behind strange inconsistencies. Psychologists try to reassure us. It's just false memory. The human brain is flawed. But here's the problem. If it were just one or two people misremembering, fine. But when millions of people around the world share the exact same false memory, something deeper is going on. For example, Luke, I am your father. That's how millions remember Darth Vader's chilling line in Star Wars. Yet in our current reality, he says, no, I am your father, the Monopoly man. Many swear he wore a monocle. Now, apparently, he never did. And Febreze, was it always spelled with one E? Because countless people remember Febreze. If these were isolated mistakes, maybe we could shrug. But the Mandela effect is collective, shared, universal, something systemic. And if something systemic is shifting our collective reality, then the simulation theory isn't a stretch. It's a chilling possibility.
Let's play with the idea. Imagine we're in a simulation created by an advanced civilization, perhaps hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than us. Why would they alter details like serial names or movie quotes? The answer might be simpler than you think. Testing the system. Stress tests. Small changes test how human memory reacts. If people notice, the simulation's architects learn about our awareness limits, updates and patches. Just like your phone updates overnight, maybe the simulation runs background updates, accidentally shifting small details. Version control errors. If multiple realities overlap, sometimes the wrong version slips through, creating a paradox that we call the Mandela effect. If that's true, then every time you say, "Didn't that used to be different?" you may have just caught the simulation mid-glitch.
Here's where it gets stranger. Quantum mechanics, the science of the very small, already suggests reality is not solid but probabilistic. Particles don't have fixed states until observed. They exist in a cloud of possibilities. What if the Mandela effect is evidence of this at scale? Maybe we're not misremembering. Maybe we're remembering another probability. Another branch of reality we once occupied before the simulation snapped us into this one. Think of it as a cosmic video game checkpoint. You were playing in level A, but the system reloaded you in level B. Most things look the same, but small details, the serial logo, the movie line, are slightly different. That unsettling feeling of wrongness, that's your consciousness remembering the last version of the code. If this is true, then reality isn't permanent. It isn't fixed. It's malleable. And if it can be changed in small ways, what's stopping it from being changed in big ways? What if wars, leaders, entire nations, or even your own personal history have shifted without you realizing? What if, in another timeline, you chose a different career, married someone else, or maybe didn't even survive to today? That's the danger of the Mandela Effect as proof of simulation. It suggests that your life, your choices, and even your identity may not be as stable as you believe. Think about it. The Mandela Effect isn't just about cereal boxes or movie lines. It's about trust. Trust in your own memory. Trust in shared reality. When millions of people vividly recall something that never happened, it shakes the ground under our feet. What if you can't trust your own memories? What if history itself can be rewritten without your consent? That's not just unsettling, it's terrifying. Because it means the rules of reality aren't written in stone. They're written in code. And code can be hacked. All across the internet, communities have formed. Reddit threads, TikTok compilations, YouTube rabbit holes, dedicated to cataloging these glitches. People compare notes, obsessively documenting the things that changed. But here's the eerie part. The more people search, the more glitches they find. It's as though the very act of observing is destabilizing the simulation further, like we're poking holes in the wallpaper and catching glimpses of the machinery behind it. Could it be that the simulation is starting to falter under our collective attention? If the Mandela Effect proves we're in a simulation, then one terrifying question remains. Who is running it? Is it a future version of humanity, studying its past like a living museum? Is it an alien civilization, testing us as an experiment? Or is it something darker, an AI so advanced that it created us, not the other way around? And here's the biggest fear. If the simulation ever decides we've figured it out, what happens next? Does it shut us down? Reset us? Erase us? If the Mandela Effect is the smoking gun of the simulation, then every time we notice one, we might be signing our own death warrant. The Mandela Effect isn't just fun trivia. It's not just misremembered movie quotes. It's a crack in the foundation of reality. And whether it's quantum probability, alternate timelines, or the fingerprints of a vast simulation, one truth remains. The world you remember might not be the world you're living in. So tonight, when you close your eyes, ask yourself, what else has changed without me noticing? And when will I wake up in the next version of reality? If you found this theory chilling, don't just scroll away. Drop a comment with your own Mandela Effect memory. Have you seen proof that reality isn't stable? Share it. And if you want to dive even deeper into the biggest what-ifs of human history and the future, hit that subscribe button. Because next time, we're going even further down the rabbit hole.